guys, it's Angie Bell with My Food Treasures. Okay, oh my goodness. I am just having all kinds of problems today. Okay, that was just a horrible picture of myself. Okay, just a second, you guys, while I fix my camera. It just fell off the tripod. Usually things are going smoother for me, but today, no go. Okay, so let's cancel that. Okay, there we go. Hopefully I'm on, my phone is on my tripod good. Okay, you guys, what we're doing today is we are doing this distress finish, and I'm trying to see where I want to put my camera at. So stick with me for a second. Yeah, right here, because we're going to finish this panel here. But I wanted you guys to see. Let me see if I should go up a little bit, or if I should go down. Yeah, going down is going to be the good thing. Look right there. So I just distressed this right here, this side, which I think came out so cool, and I used homemade chalk paint. I'm going to talk to you guys about this in just a second. Let me quickly go on, pull you guys up on my iPad so I can see if anybody is on. Turn down my sound. Okay. Just a second. Okay. Going to my channel. Okay, there I am. Okay, perfect. All right. I'm waiting for some people to come on, so we will see when some people do come on. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and let you know what we're doing. I'm doing a distress. This is a banquet table, a banquet side table, and I got this like at a garage sale a while back. And I've always wanted to refinish it, but I just wasn't sure how I was going to do it. Like I wanted a distress finish. So ever since I've been watching Dion Woods and Debbie from Debbie's Design Diary, I love their techniques. And so I'm using some of their techniques, but actually this one I went on, where did I go? I went on, what do you call it? I went on, not Instagram. Oh my God, you guys, why can't I think of it? It's where you can go and you can go crazy looking at all the pictures. Anyway, it'll come to me in just a second. It's like Instagram, but it's the other one. Anyway, there was pictures of a bunch of doors. And so that's where I got this distress finish from, was from the doors that I saw. And I wanted to create this these tealish, greenish doors, all shades of teal. Like this was teal at one time, and then it started distressing over time, showing some of the wood in the background. So I'm thinking that it's coming out really cool. And I made my own DIY chalk paint. And the colors I'm using, I'll tell you how I made it in a second. These are the colors I'm using. I'm using this teal color. Okay, and I'm going to be using this olive color. I guess it's more, I guess it's a little olive color. Anyway. And then a more greeny green, like a grass green. And then I'm using some dark brown paint. Now this isn't chalk paint. This is just some acrylic paint that I'm going to use to do some more distressing and some more dripping, which is going to be cool. And I don't think we'll have time in this video, but at the end, I'm going to use this copper color here to distress even more with copper, which I think is going to look really cool. Okay, so how I made my chalk paint is I mixed, what do I do? It's a 3-to-1 ratio. So it's 1 part plaster of Paris mixed with water to make it to like the consistency of like cake batter, and then you do 3 times that much of acrylic paint. You can use house paint, you can use just plain old acrylic paints, and you can make your own chalk paint, dirt cheap. And look how it turned out. It turns out nice and flat, and it just turns out really, really cool. So let's get started. I think that's all the information I want to give you. So I'm going to move the camera over just say hi to everyone who's on here really quickly so that you know I'm here. So, let me go ahead and move the camera like right there, and then we'll move it down so you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying moving it back. I think I had a better angle before. No, I think that's good. I move my body out of the way. Perfect. And then let me see about moving it. When we go down to the bottom, I'll go like that. We're going to start here at the top. So I like to do one panel at a time. So I already did these two panels, so now we're on this one. Oh, that was wet. So let me just, instead of wiping that on myself, let me wipe that on what we're about to paint. I'm going to put a little towel on my lap here so I don't get anything on my jeans. So I want to make sure I'm out of the way and that you guys can see us up as closely as possible. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is I like to take my mister bottle. Here's my mister bottle and mist it down. It's good to work with everything misted and wet. And then we're going to keep using this mister bottle as a part of the techniques. Okay, so the first color I'm going to start out with is, what color? The teal. Let me get my brush. Okay. What is this? Move that out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to start out with my teal. I just saw another person come on. So I'm using homemade chalk paint is what I'm using to do this distress technique. And it's chalk paint that I made. And I will, before the video's over, I'll go over it again how I made it. Plus I'm going to make a video about how to make chalk paint. And there's a ton of videos how to make chalk paint. So it's nothing I discovered on my own, that's for sure. There's a ton of people who are making it. Now I use a bunch of different brushes. I'm using just a regular cheap brush that you get, like those just cheap brushes from Home Depot. But I'm also using, well, I'll show you, I'm also using ones that are made for chalk paint. I like them both because these ones are just very cheap, but they give a nice distressed look. Like I don't want it to look, you know, refined or anything. So it kind of like really works. Okay. Not kind of, it does really work. I like it. And I'm almost liking those brushes more than I like the brushes that are made for chalk paint. So let me see what other color I want to use next. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to use this green color next. And I'm just going to brush it up. And when you do it, you want to brush it up loosely and brush it up into the other color. And I am going over the hardware. I like that look. If the hardware was really super cool, I'd probably want it. Like if it was some hardware that I really loved, I want it. But you know what? I'm changing my mind about something. I'm going to add this green color in a second. I'm going to add this other color, the lighter olive color. Then we'll add that green in a second. Okay, let me get my brush up for this green color. All right. Yeah, this is what I wanted to add. I'm going to add this olive color. And I'm just brushing it up into that other, the teal. And then brush it a little bit down. And you want to do it so it's messy. Don't do it too don't make it look too perfect because you're trying to make it look distressed. So you're not going for perfection, you're going for distress. So I'm going back to the teal color. So what I'm trying to do is create a look where it looks like paint has over time chipped off, over time has faded out, and there's other colors that are coming up in between. So that is what I am doing. Cool. All right, so let me go back down to this color here. Oh, and when I'm painting, like I said, I got this from a garage sale. And I got this for like $10 at a garage sale. And it's like a Banquet side table. Hey, Creative Wings. So happy you're here. I'm painting, I don't know if you, I'm telling you right now what I'm painting. I'm painting, this is a Banquet like side table, but that's what I'm using it as. And I'll kind of show you what I have it on top, what I have on top of here. I have a collection of teapots and stuff. It's kind of in my entryway, but it's really not a Banquet, like a Banquet side table, but you can use it as that. It's actually stored records at one time, because look, this opens up. Wait, I don't know. Yeah, like that. See, this opens up like this. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me get out of the way. See how that opens up? So I guess they used to store their records in here. So that's what somebody said to me. But anyway, I'm using it as a Banquet side table. I believe it's I know it's an antique, and I got it at a garage sale for $10, like a while ago. All right, I need to get. Oh, okay, I'm making sure I'm out of the way. Okay. Oh, one important thing I didn't do is I need to spray with water, because the water makes things start dripping into each other and blending into each other. Makes like what time would do. So. Now I'm going to go into this teal color. And I have a green, and we're going to go into the green in just a minute. But I want to do these first, back and forth. I'm going to take some more of that sagey green, not olive. That's why I want to say sage. That's what this reminds me of, the sagey type of green. Back in here. Bring that down, bring that into each other. Okay. And kind of play with it back and forth. Like I want those two to almost kind of mix into each other. So it looks like over time, you don't even know which color the dang piece was. Was it teal or was it this other color? You're not even sure, which is exactly what I like. And if I don't get complete coverage, that's even more awesome, because then some of the dark wood shows through. Okay. Thanks, Creative Wings. Yeah, you know what? If you want a piece, you want a way to get a cheap piece, go to garage sales. Even for me, looking in my neighborhood, people are always throwing things away. Like I've gotten so many dressers, I put like doors on top of them, and those are my tables in my craft in my art studio. And because people are always throwing stuff away, so always be looking on the streets. That's what I do also. I know that sounds so scoundrel, but hey. That's who I am. Okay. But thrift stores are another great place, of course. I think garage sales are almost the best place, because people just want to get rid of the stuff. They'll almost give it away to you. Yeah, like I said, I think I paid $10 for this piece. It was the best garage sale I'd ever been to. Oh, I found so much good stuff. This was a couple years ago. I loved it. It's a great garage sale. It was a little old lady, and she just had a ton of stuff, and she was getting rid of a lot of stuff. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the teal. We're going to add some green in here in just a second too. All right, let's go back to the sagey color. There we go. Okay, let me a little bit of teal right into here. Swatch a little teal right in there. Just a little bit. Okay, loving all of that. All right, let me go to the bottom down here. I'm going to go with this light color on the bottom. Oh, rose. Okay, I have to remember that. Rose, rose. I got it. Rose, did you, I'm using chalk paint. Were you here when I told you how I made the chalk paint? Oh, I'm at the bottom. I'm not even showing you guys. Sorry. There we go. Make sure you guys are seeing what the heck I'm doing. Rose, did you hear how I made this chalk paint? My homemade chalk paint? It's really super simple. For those who want to make it. I mean, some people don't want to bother making the chalk paint. They just want to buy it, which, you know, I understand that too. I'm just too cheap. So I'd rather make the chalk paint. It's really quick and easy. So. Oh, you don't think you heard that part? Okay. So how I made the chalk paint is, you just use, it's a 3-to-1. So it's 1 part plaster of Paris, and you mix the plaster of Paris with some water, just to like a cake batter, consistency. And then you do 3 parts paint. You can use acrylic house paint, you can use craft paint, and I'm using a lot of acrylic house paints. And the acrylic house paints I got, and you can, the best is flat, but if you find a shiny one, it's still going to get flattened out by the plaster of Paris. But I buy my paints, of course, at Home Depot, Lowe's, all those places, the Oops paints. I'm always picking those up, so I have plenty of paint, dirt cheap, so that's the best way, I think, to buy it. Okay, so now I want to add a little bit of this green color in. Okay. The only thing about it is like, it kind of thickens up and hardens up after like a couple of days. So you only have 2 to 3 days. So, like, I'm going to finish this piece up today, and then I'm going to start on my start on an armoire that I want to use these same colors. So, I'm going to add a little bit of green. I just want to add a little bit of deeper green in here. Oh, let me move my camera back up so you can see. There we go. I added just a little bit of green right in here. Just to deepen up that green a little bit. And you kind of pick up the other colors, which is good, but it kind of gets too much, so I kind of wipe off my brush on the side down here. Excuse my head there for a second. That looks good. Okay, let's add some water. Let's spray some water on this whole thing. And some water will mix all this up. What the water does is it starts blending the colors, and it also creates drips, which is also cool. So you want both. I'm going to add a little bit more teal right in here. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, I am liking that. Now, if you can see over here, I got a lot of brown, and that's because I actually added some brown. It looks almost like the brown is because, like, you know, some of the paint has chipped off. Well, that came in when I added the brown. So you guys can see that. This is the other, on the other side. See the brown right there? All this brown is brown that I added in, like a very dark, dark brown, which we're going to do next. And I kind of like adding it in when it's wet, because then it really meshes into the rest of the paint and really like takes a part of the whole thing. So, oh, this is nice and dry already. Okay, so let's see where I'm at over here. Okay, well, you know what, maybe this is a good close-up view. So let's stay right there. You need to open shop and make regular formula look vintage. And oh, you're so sweet, Creative Wings. You know what? I think I want to do that. I just started doing this type of work. To me, it seems the same as like mixed media. It just all seems kind of the same to me. But I'm gonna do my house, do all the furniture that I want to do in my house, get decent at it, and get some techniques down. And then yeah, I do want to do that. I think what I want to do is there's a bunch of girls who actually sell online, if you can believe that, and I want to use their techniques and sell online. So they even ship it, and people actually pay the shipping. It's like incredible. Anyway, okay. I would almost rather, not almost, I would rather sell online and do shipping and all that online, and maybe even sell it through my Etsy store. Do a lot of advertising, not really advertising, but announcing that I have pieces on Facebook and Instagram, and try it that way. And that's what they do. So just because a store, there's so much overhead and so much risk involved. Oh, just a second. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. This is not, this is just some acrylic paint, but it's a really nice dark acrylic paint. This was like $3. I got it for 74 cents at Hobby Lobby just recently. Okay, somebody else just came on. Just let me look real quick. It's hard for me to see. Okay, I'm having a hard time looking at my iPad here. Okay. Okay, you just came on, and I'm having a hard time pronouncing your channel name. Is it Bemschwag? Bermschwag? Let me know what your name is so I can call you by your name too. Anyway, you're saying hi, Miss Angie Bell. So good to see you live. Just wanted to pop in and say hi and say sorry I haven't commented on your videos lately. That piece looks lovely. Love your mixed media work as well. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Hey, Vicky. How are you doing? So, Candy. Okay, very good. I'll call you Candy. Because I can't pronounce, I'm not pronouncing, I know I'm not pronouncing your channel right, and I don't want to do that to you, Candy. For those who've just joined, I'm using homemade chalk paint. Make sure I'm not in the way over here. Yeah. I'm using homemade chalk paint. And how I'm making the homemade chalk paint, it's a 3-to-1 ratio. It's 1 part plaster of Paris, mix it with water to just a cake batter consistency, and then 3 parts acrylic paint, like house paint. You can do acrylic paints, like just acrylic craft paint like I have right here. I'm doing pretty much all house paint. I have 1 acrylic paint I use, which is my green. But the rest are all house paints. And I always get my house paints at like, Home Depot. I always buy all the Oops paints. Always colors that I like, because those are probably the colors I want to use. So it's a really, really economic, cheap way to make chalk paint. And it's nice. The chalk paint's nice. It's very durable. I've been testing it out over the last week on different little things to make sure I like it, and I like it. So that's what I did. And then you guys, how we just painted this whole thing right here, we're going to do this other side so you didn't miss anything, okay? So we'll be going to the other side in just a minute. No, Vicky, I haven't been to Hobby. Well, let's see. How long's it been? Yeah, Vicky, try the chalk paint recipe. It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Candy. No, I haven't been to Hobby Lobby. Well, I say in a while. Maybe 4 or 5 days. I'm crazy. I act like that's been a while. Okay. But for me, it is. Have you been lately, Vicky? Have you seen anything new? Any good clearances? Okay, so now I'm using this dark brown. And the reason I like this, it's really dark and brown. It really creates a lot of age. Okay, I gotta open this up. Just a second. It's a brand new bottle. All right. Wipe that off. Thank goodness I have this towel on my lap. Okay. So this is what that dark brown looks like. It's real dark. Yes, I sent you a DM. And they have the... Oh, okay, very good. Did I see that? I think I saw that DM. I think I responded to you. It was on Instagram, I believe. I think that was you. All right, I'm going to go right over here to this corner right here. Go down. Come over here. Go down. And we're going to spray all this with water, okay? So no fear. Let's spray water right now. Where's my spray bottle? Here it is. Okay, yes, I did respond to you. Okay, very good. Yeah, I took advantage of the sale. I got some paints there. The folk art paints, when I do my Donna Dewberry flowers, that was like, instead of $1.50 or $1.90, it was last week. That was just a sale. It wasn't clearance, but it was only 99 cents. So I bought a bunch of the folk art paints. But then I bought a bunch of acrylics there because they had a bunch of acrylics for like 30 cents. They had chalk paint really cheap too. And I was going to buy some of the chalk paint, but I'm like, you know what? It doesn't make much sense right now because it doesn't make much sense right now because, making sure you guys can see me. Because I'm making it so much cheaper, I'm making it cheaper than I can even buy it for how cheap they had it at Hobby Lobby. So, because I'm buying the Oops paints by the gallon, they even have for 50 cents, you guys. They had little bottles of paint. I'll show you the size. Here it is. This isn't one of the paints, but this is the size. At Home Depot, they had sides. They have acrylic house paint. This size for 50 cents. You guys know I picked up like 20 of those. That was fabulous. So, always be checking. Thank you, Creative Wings. Thank you. Okay. So we're just going to add some more aging right here because I want that to drip down. I'm going to add some aging right through here, especially because in these little corners, things really show their age. Don't you think? Okay, and let's add some more water. And you want all the drips. The drips add the age and makes it blend in with the other paint that's below it. And in a second, I'm going to have to go fill up this water bottle. Okay. And let's add a little bit more water. There we go. More there. Just making sure you guys are seeing good. I'm going to come in closer. There we go. Next we're going to go down a little bit. Okay, so next we're going to take this dark brown again and put a little right here. And we'll put a little bit, where else? Where else are we going to put this? Oh, right here. Just the top here. We'll throw on a little bit right here, and then kind of go like that, so it gives it a head start to start dripping down. And we'll put some here in the corner. And what I'm using is this little plastic spatula. They actually have a set of these kind of spatulas at Dollar Tree right now. I was just there. Okay. More water. And if you have to help things out a little bit, kind of spread them out like the way you want them, just use your spatula. And the reason I use a spatula and not a paintbrush is because then it just keeps you from making things perfect. I think if you use a brush, it'll look too perfect. And you're not trying to create perfect. You're trying to create distress and age, grime, grit. You're trying to create destruction. All right, let's go down a little bit. Let's see my thing if that's going to work. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. Okay. And then let's do some distressing down here at the bottom. Oh, and also right into here. Duh. Let's put some more right in the corner too. Make sure you guys are seeing me. I know you would think to do this part you'd wait till it's dry, but if you do it while the other paints are still wet, it meshes in, you know, and becomes a part of the other paint. So it makes it look more real, I think. Let's put a little bit over here. Okay. Oh, and then across at the bottom. There we go. All right, I'm gonna have to go fill up my spray bottle here. In just a second, let me spray the heck out of this quickly. Let me work this a little bit. Perfect. So it got a little heavy. It got a little heavy here, so I just kept scraping up, and even scraped a little bit, kind of went crooked, and I like it. So you just kind of do it till you like it. Yeah, now? Okay, I want to take this whole piece and spray this whole piece with water. Spray everything with water, so this just runs really well. Kind of show you how this looks so far. back myself up. Move my towel out of the way. So this is what this is looking like so far. I think that looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? Now, this all has to dry, so it's even going to look a little bit even better as it dries. And then after this, I want to put on wax. And I will use a clear and a brown wax mixed. So the brown wax will even age this whole thing out even more. So that'll even be more cool. But I won't be able to do that until like tomorrow because this has to dry. This has to thoroughly dry. Okay, you guys, I got to fill up my water bottle, and I have to move my camera over to the other side, so it's going to get crazy for a second, okay? So I'm forewarning you guys. We got to go to the other side. So let's do that. Like I said, it's going to be crazy for a minute. So just a second. That's what's on top of my hutch, which I think is my teapot collection, which I got all of this fabulousness from Hobby Lobby on a clearance. I was paying $1 for the teapots. I know I'm showing you guys this stuff, but I have to show it to you. All right, maybe go this way. I spent $1 on the teapots. These ginger pots, I got them for like $4 or $5, you guys. This one too. It was a crazy clearance at Hobby Lobby. Okay, let me go over here to the side. All right. All right, cool. We're at the side of the hutch. Right here. This is the next thing we're going to do. Let me bring my paints over. Let me fill my water bottle, so it'll be just a second, okay? I gotta bring my iPad over too, so I can read comments. Okay. And then let me take my paints over. That can stay there. Green needs to come over. All right, I'm gonna fill up my water bottle. I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I'm back. Just a second, you guys. I'm just getting myself. Getting myself straightened out. Just you guys are seeing. So just a second. Okay, perfect. Oh, I'll get closer to this. Alright, rearranging myself. Thank you, Candy. Alright. I'm so excited for this piece because I'm almost done actually. I just have to do the other side and then the top. And then tomorrow I'll finish that up off camera, but I'll come back tomorrow and we'll do the waxing together on some part of this. So you can see the wax. The wax can change your piece. You can use a clear wax, it'll stay pretty much the same. It'll probably darken up a little bit, but you can use a brown wax to kind of like antique it more. You can use a white wax over it to give it that very mystical, magical look. So there's so many different things that you can do with the waxes. And the wax is like how you clear coat your, you can use like acrylic clear coat if you want, but on chalk paint or milk paint, it's good to use the wax. But if you want, you can always use just a regular acrylic paint. Also, I learned how to make my own wax too. And all on YouTube. How you make the wax is you use beeswax, which you can buy at home, and you can buy at Hobby Lobby. A big bag of it for $10, but with a coupon you can buy it for like $5, $6, and use that and baby oil. And then if you want to tint it, you just use some of your paints. When you keep it, make it clear. And then right before, if you want to tint it a little bit, like you want it to be like a more brownie wax to give a brown antique, maybe just throw a little bit of like this dark brown here and there. So, all right, let me get going here. Let me stop talking so much. Make sure you guys can see. Okay, and that. I think that light over there, I'm going to turn it off. I think that light's too much. Let me see. Yeah, that's better. Not having that light on over there. It was painting that would be doing a... That's funny, Candy. Okay, so let's go at the top here. And I'm kind of haphazardly painting the railing up there, the molding. I should call it the railing, the molding, because I want some of that brown showing through still too. Just the base coat of what the piece is. The natural wood. Find my words, Angela. Find my words. On the, I think I might paint some flowers on this, you guys, using my Donna Dewberry technique. I might paint some flowers on this, which I think would be really cool. So if I do that, that'll be tomorrow, and I won't wax tomorrow. We'll paint flowers on this little banquet. What do you guys think about me painting some flowers? And then we'll sand the flowers a little bit so it all stays looking really aged, you know? You know? All right, what color am I using next? Sometimes I talk so damn much, I can't remember what the heck I'm doing. Okay. You like the idea of the flowers, Vicki? Okay. That will be tomorrow. I'm trying to think what flowers I should do. You know what could be cool is Donna Dewberry, her one-stroke technique. That's the kind of flowers I like to do. I like to use her technique for the flowers. Did I wet this? No, I didn't. I need to wet this. She has some really pretty sunflowers. A really pretty sunflower technique, and I love doing her sunflowers. I could do sunflowers. I could do roses. You know what, this piece is so rustic. Well, roses would go really pretty too. But with my house is very, like, it's very Native American. Also, I have a lot of African masks. It's very rustic, kind of how this piece is how my house is decorated. So, I kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe sunflowers will look good. We'll see. I'm going to go through all the flowers that I know how to do with her technique and pick something out good. Oh, let's go down with the camera a little bit so you guys can see. Now I'm really thinking about the flowers. That's why I'm silent. 'Cause I'm just thinking, ooh, what flowers do I want to do? I think I might do sunflowers because in my family room, I have a big vase with really huge, long vase full of sunflowers, and they're long. They're like big, huge, long sunflowers in this Mexican-looking vase or this very Native American-looking vase, and that would go so well with my house if I did sunflowers. So that's what we might do. It would pull the other room into this room with sunflowers. You know? Yeah, I think it would add some interest too. And then, like I said, though, after I do the sunflowers, I would, of course, distress the sunflowers so they look like they were painted on this piece like a long time ago. I learned with that Donna Dewberry technique, I learned how to paint irises, which are gorgeous. I learned how to paint my favorite flower, one of my favorite flowers, where I wish I could grow hydrangeas. Am I getting in the way too much now? I paint. She has a beautiful, easy, super easy technique to paint hydrangeas. I want to do a video on that soon and paint the hydrangeas. I'd love to paint hydrangeas on this. That would be an idea too. We'll see. Let me go over with kind of a draw. So I'm going to go over with the sagey green with kind of whatever paint's left on here, kind of dry brush. Oh, I lied. I got to add a little bit more paint. That brush was a little too dry. Oh, I just put the wrong, I just dipped into the wrong color, darn it. There we go. I just painted some dust. There's like some dust over here that came up from behind the piece. All right, got it out. Let me spray some water on this. Oh, you know, before I spray, well, yeah, I'll spray water just down here, just so we can get that mixing. Also, let's put some sage down here at the very bottom. Let me move my camera down. Then we're going to add a little bit of green, like the darker green. Hope I'm not in the way. And I do have my floor covered with newspapers. I am close to this wall, which I heard somebody say, girl, I'd paint that wall if I was doing that. Hopefully I don't paint my wall. Okay, I put that sage down first. Now I'm going to take that teal color and just kind of hit it in certain little areas. Just going over it with the teal. Still leaving that sage a little bit here and there. That looks good. Just kind of messily do that. Okay. And now I'm going to take the green. Thank you, Vicky. Okay. So now I'm going to take that green color and add some of that in here. Just going right over the teal color and just deepening up that teal a little bit in certain areas. I still want that teal to be in some areas, so this is like our third color. So in just some areas, just darkening up that teal color with this green, which makes a really pretty green color. Which creates a whole nother green, which I'm loving. Let's add a little bit more of that green. This right here. Just a second, you guys. I'm looking over here at the other side. We just painted, and I'm adding a little bit more of this green over here. Just a second. You guys really can't see this part, but I'm just adding a little bit more. I just feel like it needs to have a little bit more intense of the green. There we go. Just a second. I'm over here working on the side. Just a minute. I love the addition of the green on top of the teal. I think it just really adds. I'm coming back. Sorry. But as things dry, you start seeing things and you want to, you know, attack it and add it in when you see it. And it really helps when the color to blend, whatever the color is that you want to blend, work it with a pretty dry brush, and it'll really help you blend the things together. Let's go back up to the top here. I'm going to add some water down here. Add water to the whole piece. Get everything really dripping. Up here at the top, I'm going to go over this with a little bit of green, just like this. Just dry brush a little green right over that teal color I did at the top. In fact, let me just stand up and do that. Right there, that looks good. Okay. I did that to the other side too. And then let's add a little bit of this green at the bottom. A little bit right into here. That looks good. Ooh, I don't like that. Just a second. All right. And over here at the bottom. All right. Do I like that better? Yeah. You can't really see it, but over here on the side, it's like I almost didn't paint it, but there's some paint there and it looks really chipped. I'm totally leaving that. All right, let's mix this with water one more time so we can make sure we create a lot of drips. All right, and let's add some brown. Thanks, Candy. Okay, so now let's add some of that. I know we're using chalk paint, but like I said, for the to age it up a little bit, to add the drips and the dark distress staining, I'm using this acrylic paint right here. Okay. And sorry, I get a little redundant for the people who have been here, but I see people popping in and out, so I kind of like to repeat what I'm saying so they know what I'm doing. And I'm going to take this little spatula, which I said they have these at Dollar Tree right now. You get 3 of them in there in a package for $1. Okay, so let's take that like that, and go here at the top, and just. And the reason you want to use, like I said, the spatula rather than using, I'm gonna go right across the top here. The reason you rather use a spatula than even like a paintbrush is because you want it to look. You want it to look haphazard. You don't want it to look perfect, right? So if you use a paintbrush, it's not going to look haphazard. It's going to look like you painted it. So this keeps everything looking more natural, like age did it, time did it. Not that you painted it yourself. We're also tomorrow going to do a little bit of, what are we going to do tomorrow? A little bit of sanding. I'll probably take my sander to some spots. We'll see if we do or not, because you know what, on the front here, because of this water, what happens sometimes, I'm letting everything drip, and I want all the drips, because it's going to add this dirt and age that I want to the piece. But a lot of times, when I add all this water, it'll take some of the paint off and go right down to the wood. So it's kind of like a wet sanding without having to sand anything. So I say that, but maybe tomorrow I won't be sanding it. We will see. All right, that looks good. I want you guys to really see that. See how cool that looks? All right, let's go down to the bottom. Let's just throw some brown in here at the bottom like that. I'm going over to the corner over here and just taking some brown kind of up the side a little bit over here. And that's so wet and so drippy, I don't even have to spray it right now. I won't probably spray it at all. There's already so much water going on right there. We'll take a little bit of brown going up the side here. There we go. And that's kind of too dark right there, kind of more than I want, but we'll just use the water. That'll even that out. Even right here at the bottom needs to be, yeah, there we go. Let's see what that does. Cool. Loving this. And it's probably hard for you guys to see right now, but let's see if I can come in a little bit closer so you can see. I don't know if you can see it, but right in through here, see, it's actually dripped its way. There's some of the natural wood coming through, just as if I would have gone through and sanded it, or over time the piece started aging and it started losing its paint, started chipping. So I'm loving that. So tomorrow, I may not have to do too much sanding, if any sanding at all. But I will come back on tomorrow and we will, I'll paint some flowers, hand paint some flowers, and then I will sand the flowers though, because I want the flowers to look really distressed. Oh, sorry, I'm at the bottom down here. I just put some dark right there with my spatula. Oh, I'm loving this. Very, very cool. I want a little bit more drips and age. So, just a second. Up here at the top. So I'm going to create a few more, see this right here? I'm loving that. So let's do a little bit more. Okay, sorry, I need to read, let me read comments real quick. Okay, very good. Very good, Candy. No problem. I will see you tomorrow. No problem at all. And we're almost done too, Candy, so no big deal. Thank you so much for coming on. And I think I want to do a few more drips over here. Okay. So now we got 3 areas of drips, so let's spray this really good. And for those still watching, I think I have 5 or 6 people still watching, we're almost done. So, we are almost done for today. Oh, that looks awesome. See, I'm loving that. See, that's even more like distress. And then there's drips. And it's hard, I don't know if you guys can see the dripping. Hopefully you can. There's all kind of fine drips going down to the bottom. Okay. Which I'm loving. So, that is it for today, you guys. So, I got the front all done. I got this side done. And, you know, let me, I think everybody has been on here. So, yeah, I'm not going to go back to the front and show you guys the front because pretty much everybody's already seen the front. We need to let all of this dry. Tomorrow I'll come back on probably right around the same time, 2 or 3 o'clock, and we'll paint some flowers. I think we'll paint some flowers on the front. We'll paint some flowers maybe here on the side. And then I'll do another video where we have to let that dry, and then I'll do the wax on it. So, okay, you guys, I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions at all before I go? No? Just looking to see if I see any more questions. Okay, you guys, that is it for today. Until tomorrow, we gotta let all this dry. All right, you guys, right around the same time, and I will do a, I try to do like like right before I come on, I fill out this thing where I think an announcement comes up. It says, hey, I'll be on in an hour. And then also today I went on Instagram and made a little announcement too. So, all right, you guys, that is it for today. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh, and tomorrow we're going to do a giveaway. I just got to get the giveaway together. A bunch of mixed media type of stuff, okay? So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Wait.